So I want to talk about building a team, right? From an individual to a group of people to a team. Something I spent a lot of time doing and working, and so here's some observations that I've seen over those years. So just think about like you've got a group of people together, a table full of men. What happens is, as people would come together, the first thing you see is people hesitant about participating, right? Everybody's kind of holding back going, I don't want to say something that's going to make me look like a fool, right? So everybody's kind of watching the other person, engaging. Pretty soon you get some level of comfort with folks. And then what happens is you get what I call adhesion. You get people that start to connect because they already have some things in common. And so that's a good thing, right? That's how rapport is built, and there are all kinds of sales methodologies to build rapport, to connect with things you have in common, and that's all good. But what can happen is that could become cliques. And cliques is not good, because cliques means that we have small people that have similarities that begin to exclude people that have differences, and that's never good. But that's the first part of teaming, and it's natural, right? You go to a party and pretty soon you're hanging around with people that like the same kind of music that you do. But when a group really begins to grow, they move from adhesion to cohesion. And cohesion is the attraction of differences. That's when we begin to connect with people that are different from us. And that's really a leader's opportunity to cultivate that kind of environment where we have people that are connecting because of differences. So one of the things, Harvard Business Review has a wonderful study where they've talked about the two characteristics that are important for high-performing teams. And one of those characteristics is called cognitive diversity. And what that means is we think different. And the reason we think different is because we are different. We have different experiences, different personalities, different ethnicities, different genders, different things about the way that we like and don't like it. So those differences creates good outcomes for a team. Because if everybody thinks the same, sometimes we can overlook benefits that might be there. But when people think differently, we can bring new perspectives in. So that cognitive diversity is important. Now, the second characteristic is what's called psychological safety. And psychological safety is the ability to be different. Psychological safety means that if somebody says something or thinks something different, it's okay to do that. It doesn't mean they're right, doesn't mean they're wrong, but it means we accept that. We review that. And what happens with teams or what happens with leadership is we can be so focused on advocate, that I want you to do what I want to do, that we don't inquire, what is it that you think? I was working with a nonprofit, and we were having a conversation about this, and so one of the individuals says, I'm going to go back to my team, and I'm going to encourage everybody to participate. And so at the next meeting, one of the people in her team that was real quiet spoke up in a large meeting and gave an idea. And somebody else in that meeting says, why don't you stay in your own lane? Oh my gosh, when I heard that, that's not psychological safety. What's that going to do? That's going to prevent the person from talking again. So we need those differences, but we also need the ability to be different. And that says we move from advocating a position to inquiring about a position. We're not all the same, but we can all work towards the same things. And the key to that is in all of our differences, where are we common? Where do we have a common place, a common values, a common direction? All conflict resolution begins and ends at a common place. And that happens when we appreciate and learn the differences in each other. And when that happens, we have a strong team. We have cohesiveness. That's leadership.